Good morning, pupils. Today is going to be a wonderful new adventure in keys to communication. We will be building on what we've already learned. Today's lesson involves using technology to further our desired point. In spirit of that idea, today's lesson will be a podcast available on the internet. You may download the lesson and view it when you choose to. Oftentimes, we find ourselves in situations where our audience is more than one single demographic. Audio, visual, or AV techniques are one way to bridge the demographic gap. If you could pause your tape, we will take a few questions, and I will be back in a moment from the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Mr. Hebreak.
Thank you very much. But seriously, folks, if I ever catch you abusing technology like that, you'll be lucky to escape my classroom with just an F. But seriously, to prove a point, we need to understand how to use technology today to reach a variety of audiences. Now, we can use technology to reach the youngest of ages and the oldest of ages at the same time if we know what we're doing and how to do it right. So what we're going to do during this lesson is go over a few basic filming tips to get you started on a project that will be explained later at the end of the class with a very clear handout. But in order to do that, I want to just give you the basics and then let you run with your own ideas. The first thing that you should know about using technology, specifically video technology, is how to do the filming. So camera tips will be our first section. Now, if you have a lot of friends to run a camera, that's great. But if you're like me and you need to use the tripod, there's a few things you should keep in mind. One thing is that you want to lay out your line of video when you start. Now, what I have done here is I know where my center is because I've marked it before. I also know where my boundaries are, and I've placed a stool right here. This tells me where the camera angle will stop, so I know it just gives me a framing of the picture while I'm speaking to the camera. Another thing that is really good to know is try to steer clear of the zooms, of the close-ups, of the real close facial shots. You can do that later on the computer, and I'll show you how. But if you are zoomed, it's hard to zoom out. So go big, and you'll maintain the integrity of the picture as well. One other thing that's important is that after you're done with each take, you should just kind of pause for a moment. That way, when you get your film onto the computer for editing, you can pick up right where you left off, and the glitch in the film is a little more seamless, and it gives you a more polished and professional look in the whole scope of the camera angles. We're going to take a few minutes, and if the instructor could pause the film right now, we'll see if you have any other questions about the camera tips of this project. Okay, good questions. Let's keep moving. For me, the filming part is the tedious part, but for you, that might be your thing. That's great if you can partner up with someone and the other person can do the editing, you can do the filming, or vice versa. The next thing I want to talk to you about is something that, well, for me, video editing gets a little bit fun. It's called the background. Now, in a perfect world, if you could use great natural light, that's going to give you your best pictures. If you can get up early in the morning for the sunsets or stay up for the sunrises, you're going to get some great effects that are just natural and they're wonderful to use. But there's a way to get around that early bird, and one of that is called a chroma key effect or a green screen. Now let me let you in on a little tip. This background that you're looking at right here, not real, fake. I'll take off the chroma key effect and you'll see that I'm just standing in front of a green screen, just green fabric. Green paint will work as well. So let's say you don't have time to get to Mexico, but you want to put yourself in a Mexican shot. Bring in a Mexican photograph. Digital photography works great along with video editing. So you put yourself in there. Now, I think you're going to start to see that the sky's the limit. Maybe you don't want a still picture back there, but maybe you want some motion, some flowers or trees. Sky's the limit. It's as far as you want to go with your imagination. Neat things that a green screen allows you to do is to go anywhere, at any time, and do anything. Now, again, it's all as far as your imagination wants to take you. But let me give you just some examples of some things that we have done in the past with the green screen technology. We're going to roll a little bit of a film clip here, and then we'll pause for questions. So just go ahead and watch this and think, what could you do with a green screen?